Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we're going to make this awesome construction website using the WordPress and the Elementor. So let me show the demonstration of the project which we're going to make in this video from start. So here you can see that we have this website and the name of the website is Apex Builders. So let me refresh this website from start, and after refreshing I will show you what are the things we're going to make in this video. Okay, so here you can see that after refreshing we have this type of animations here. So let me show you again. So let's refresh the website again, and after refreshing you can see we have this type of animation. This box is coming from the left, this box is coming from the right. Okay, so let's refresh it again. So I want to show you that we have the sequence animation here. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna add the sequence animation like this. And here you can see that we have the transparent header, means the transparent this section. Okay, so here you can see that we have this type of image in the background, and here all of these things are transparent. Okay, also you can see that here we have this beautiful hero section, and here we have the start project btn. Here we have watch video, and also you can see that we have this hover effect on this button. Okay, and also you can see that when I scroll below, then this part of the header is always sticky at the top. So we have this type of 2-row header. So in the first row we have this logo, and this we have this contact and email. Here we have the social icons. Okay, and in the second row you can see we have this menus, and here we have the get started button where we have the hover effect also. Okay, and here you can see that we have this sticky menu. So when you scroll below, then this part of the header is sticky at the top like this. Okay, and also you can see that here we have this type of links. So when we hover on these links, they are highlighted like this. Okay, so after scrolling below, you can see that this part of the header will be always sticky at the top. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this with the using of the Elementor. Okay, so let's go below. Okay, so let's refresh this again, and I will show you the about us animations and all. Okay, so let's refresh this website again, and after refreshing let's go to the about us section, and here you can see that here we have this type of layout. Here we have 15+ year experience. Here we have about us, we work to create this type of layout, and here we have this type of section, and also here we have this about us hover effect. Okay, so let's go below, and you can see that here we have the services section. So here we have the services grid, and also you can see that when I hover on this we have this type of animation. So these animations are simple but they are looking really good. Here we have the box shadow around these boxes. Okay, so I will show you how you can build this type of layout. Here we have the read more button. Also we have this hover effect on this button like this. Okay, and here also you can see that we have the animation. So let me show you the animations. So we have this sequence animation in all our website. So let's go below. You can see we have the sequence animation. So what are the sequence animation? The animations are coming one by one. So the first that will come, then that will come. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna add this type of animations in your website also. So let's go below, and also you can see that when we are moving to the respective section, we are highlighting it accordingly. So you can see that when I go to the abouts will be highlighted at the top. Similarly when I go to about, and similarly now in the services, this section is highlighted. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna do these things by using the Elementor and the WordPress. Also you can see that this part of the header is always sticky at the top like this. So let's go below. Here we have this type of layout, how we work. So you can showcase all these steps. Okay, and here also we have the animation. So if you miss the animation, let me show you again. So let's go below, and here you can see that we have the animations here like this. Okay, and here also we have the transparent image. So only this part of the image is showing in the bottom, else in the top also we have the image, but we have hidden that. Okay, so I will show you how you're gonna build this type of custom advanced layout. Also we are not gonna importing a pre-made template for making this website. We're gonna build everything from scratch. Okay, so we don't import any pre-made template like other YouTubers. We make everything from start if you follow our channel. Okay, so let's go below. Here we have the project section. So you can see here we have our project for building transformation. Here you can showcase all your project like this. Here we have this type of layout. Here we have the read more button, and also you can see that when I hover on this, here we have this hover effect on this. Okay, here we have the read more and things all. Okay, so let's go below. Here we have the again this section. Here you can show what are the qualities of our work. So here we can show like this. Okay, so also here you can see that we have the image, and here we have this type of layout. So I will show you how you're going to build this type of circular things also, circular progress bar. Okay, so let's go below. Here we have the testimonial section. Here you can see how many happy clients we have covered. We can showcase here, and here we have this beautiful image of our clients. Here we have the testimonial, so where you can add your testimonial sections. Right now I have this type of dummy things, but you can add your own testimonial reviews of your website or your company. Okay, so here you can see this is a slider, this is a testimonial slider. So you can slide it by using these dots. Also you can slide it by using the mouse cursor. Okay, and they are auto slides also after some seconds, like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So you can just customize all of these things. I will show you how you can build this type of testimonial section also. Okay, so let's go below. Here you can see that we have the CTA section. So here we again have this CTA section. So this is saying testimonial, but you can change this text and all. Okay, and here we have the contact us section, so you can just add a link to your form or something. Okay, so here you can see that we have this type of layout. Also here we have a background image in the behind. So I will show you how you're gonna build this type of custom layout by using the Elementor. Also I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Okay, so let's go below. And here you can see that we have the blog and news section. Here we can showcase all our blogs like this. So right now we have the grid, but you can also make it by, so you can also convert it to a slider. So I will show you how you're going to build this step by step. Okay, so here we have the blogs and news section, and at last we have the footer section. Here you can see we have the Apex builder. Here we have this type of layout. Here we have the map location option, we have this email, phone, and here we have the copyright, and here we have the privacy policy and terms of use. Here we are showing all the important links. Okay, so I will show you how you're going to build this type of beautiful footer. Here we have all the follow us button links. Okay, here we have the scroll to top button also. So when I click on this button, it will take me to the top of the website like this. Okay, so now let me show you that this website is fully responsive for the smaller screen also. So let's go to the inspect part of the website. Okay, project. So you can see that here we have the mobile layout. So let me refresh this and I will show you the mobile version. So you can see that in the mobile also this is fully responsive, and this is very looking good. I think this header is very looking good. Okay, so you can see all of these things are fully responsive. So let me show you one by one. Okay, I will show you how you're going to build this type of awesome responsive website step by step by using the Elementor and the WordPress. We are not going to import any pre-made template like other YouTubers. We are going to build everything from scratch, step by step. Okay, because importing templates and then making website are very easy, but making custom websites according to your own designs. So if you master this skill, so you can make any type of designs by using the Elementor. Okay, also you can use the HTML and CSS to make the website, because all the concepts are same. Because so you can see that all these things are fully responsive and all the animations are fully working. Okay, here we have the client section. Also our testimonial slider is fully responsive, and this sliding is fully working. Okay, and here we have this type of CTA section, fully responsive. Blog section is also fully responsive. Okay, so I will show you how you're going to build this type of awesome responsive website by using the Elementor and the WordPress step by step. So if you are new to our channel, like and share our videos, and also subscribe to the channel. Also you can see that we have these links. So we have this mobile menu. So when I click on this menu, we have this things. So it will come and go like this. Also you can just click on this about, it will go to the about. You can click on the services, it will go to the services. Similarly for the projects, testimonials, blogs. Okay, so all of these things are fully working. Also we have the scroll to top button. So when you click on this button, it will take you to the top of the website like this. Also this website is fully adapting to the screen size. So you can just change the layout, and you can see this will adapt to your screen size. Okay, so this will adapt to your screen size according to your. Okay, so you can see. So let's start the video, and we're gonna build this whole website step by step from start. So, and I will also give you all of these images in the video description for free. Also you can buy this kit from the video description at very affordable rates. Also we are selling the Elementor Pro, so do check out, all the links are in the video description. Also you can support us on our website. I will show you how, and also you can download our previous kits. All the links are in the video description. So without wasting any time, let's start the video, and we're gonna build this step by step from start. Okay, so let's move further. So you can see that I have installed a fresh WordPress installation for making this website. So let me show you the themes and the plugin which are required for making. So let's go to the themes option, and in the themes you can see that we're gonna use the Hello Elementor theme. Okay, so let's go to the plugins, and in the plugin you can see we have this Elementor, its Pro version, and also we are using the Royal Elementor add-ons. Okay, then after that what we have to do, we have to just go to the pages option, and here you have to add a new page, home. Okay, just add a new page, home. Then after that let's go to the settings, and here in the settings go to the rating option. Here you will see this option, static page, and just choose this home, and here you can see we have the expert option, and just save the changes. Okay, then we are all set. So what we have done, so when you open this from here, visit site, it will open this. Okay, then after that we have to add all the images. So let's go to the media and the library, and here you can see we have this add media file option. So here we have to upload all of these images. So I will give you all of these images. Okay, I will give you all of these images in the video description, so you can follow along with me. Okay, so I think we have this. Okay, so I will give you all of these images in the video description, you can follow along with me. Okay, and let's upload all of these images, and after that we're gonna build this website from start. Okay, so let's wait for it. And also you can see that first we're gonna build this home page, then after that we're gonna build the header and footer. Okay, so all the images are uploading, and let's wait for it. So you can see all of these images are uploaded. Now what we have to do, we have to just go to this here, and we have to open this edit page. So this is the home page, and after that we have to click on this edit with Elementor. Okay, then after that you can see we have this thing. Now what we have to do, we have to just choose the color. So I want to choose this color, so let's choose this color. So I am using a color picker tool. Okay, so let's click on this pick a color, and now we can just copy this color from here. Okay, now we can just go to this page settings. Also you can see we have this layout. Okay, so editor is a little bit changed, I think. So you can just click on this, and you can just go from here site settings. Then you can see we have this option global colors, and here we have the colors. So let's add this color theme 1. Okay, and here we can just add these colors. Then we can add this orange color now. Then here we have theme 2 color. Okay, and after that you can see we have all of these things. So we can also add this color. Theme 3, and here we can add this BG color. Okay, let's save the changes. Also let's see what are the colors required. So let's copy this color also. Here we have this blackish color. Okay, and here we have this theme 4. Okay, and here we have the this color. Okay, now let's close these things. Now we have to go to the site settings again. Okay, now we have to set the global fonts. So let's go to the global fonts, and here we're gonna choose some fonts. So let me see which fonts I'm using. So I think I'm using we can go to this font ninja. Okay, so this is again the Google Chrome extensions for checking the fonts. So you can see it will analyze the fonts in some time. So we are using the Roboto Slab here, and this is the Roboto regular, and this is the Moolish font. Okay, so we are using the only 2 fonts, Roboto and Roboto Slab and Moolish. So let's choose the primary font as Roboto Slab, and also you can see we have the secondary font. So for that also let's choose the Roboto Slab only. Then after that we have the text, so we are gonna choose the Moolish font here. Okay, for this also we are gonna choose the Moolish font. Okay, then let's save the changes. let's get back. So here we have the typography option. Here we have the body. So for the body we are gonna use the Polish font. Okay, and here we have the h1 tag. So for the h1, we're gonna choose the roboto slab. Okay, and for the h2 also we're gonna choose the roboto slab. Okay, so whenever you make any website, just set your global colors and fonts. Okay, I also don't set the fonts in my previous video, but now I choose this option because this is very handy. So this will keep your website design consistent. Okay, so let's go to the h5, and here also we're gonna set the roboto slab. Okay, then after that we have the h6. Here also let's set the roboto slab. Okay, now let's save the changes. Okay, so all the things are done. Now let's get back to our website. Okay, let's start making. So first we're gonna make this home page. Okay, so let's make this hero section. So here we're gonna choose this two section layout. Now let's set this hero. Okay, here you can see we have to set the max width 1300, and here we're gonna do this. Now we're gonna make this. Now you can see we have this one, and here we have the two. So here we have this, and the second one is also we can remove. So always remove all the excess paddings. Now let's click on this. Okay, now we're gonna do this, and here we're gonna choose an image. So let's go to the media library, and we're gonna choose this image. Here we're gonna make this center center, and display size would be cover. Okay, now let's go to the background overlay, and here you can see we have this background color. So let's go to the gradient, and here we're gonna choose this color, theme 1. Okay, and here also we're gonna set this theme. So okay, so let's make this theme little bit white, means less blur. Now we're gonna go to this opacity. Okay, so you can see we have this theme. Let's choose this only, and here we're gonna set this to little bit darkish type. Okay, so you have to just check this. So you can also increase and decrease the boldness of this like this. Okay, so let's increase this. Also you can decrease this. Okay, so this is looking good. Now you can see we have this image. So let me add a image in this second container. Okay, let's choose this this image. Where is the image? This is the image. Okay, like this. Okay, so this image is looking very big, so we can go to the advanced, go to the default option, and here you can set this image. So let's keep this 60, and here also you can see. Now we're gonna go to this, and we're gonna make this center and center. Also we're gonna make this from the bottom we're gonna remove the paddings and all. Okay, let's add this here. Now we're gonna just copy this. Okay, we're gonna just paste this, and let's increase, and let's make this white. Okay, let's increase the font size of this. So let's keep the font size a little bit more bigger. Okay, and here we're gonna make this em value, and just let's increase this. Okay, now let's add the lorem ipsum below. Okay, so these are the dummy text, so we can just use it like this. Okay, this is done. Now you can see we have this button. So for keeping the button we can add a container, and always names your container. So we can name this button box. Okay, now inside this we have to add some buttons. So let's add a button. Okay, so this button, let's change this text. Start project. Okay, now we're gonna make this orange. Then we can just make this 13, make this 15. Here also we're gonna make this 15. Here we can make this 30 and 30. Okay, so I think let's make this 20. Okay, so this is looking good. Okay, so button is looking really little bit bigger more, so let's give 15. Okay, so this is looking good. Okay, so after that you can see we have this hover effect also. So for the hover effect we can just go here and we can make it white. Here also we can make this like this, and this hover animation we can have this shrink animation. Now you can see we have this, so for that we're gonna just go here. Let's make this, let's choose this icon list, and you can see we can drag and drop this. Use this btn box container, go to layout, and you can just make this like this, make it center and make it start. Now you can put some here spacing also, gaps. So here you can just remove all of this, and here we can write watch video, and here we can add a play button. So let's add a play button here. Okay, then we can add this here theme color of this. Also we can just go to the text, we can make this white. Okay, and here we can add this okay, so let's save this once, and here you can see we have the btn box. Let's add this 30 at the top like this. Okay, so we can also preview this from here. You can just click on this, so you can preview what you are making also. Okay, I think here we have this gap. I don't know why this gap is coming, so let me check. Okay, so here we have one. Okay, now I think the gap will not come. Okay, let's publish this, and after that let's view this page from here. So we can view this page. Okay, so here we don't getting this gap. Okay, so now you can see we have to add these lines. You can see we have some lines behind that. So for adding those lines we can just click on this one, or you can also click on this stretch, and here we have one. So we can just go to this background, and here we can add these lines. Okay, so you can see we have these lines behind. Now we can have the center and center, and this would be no repeat. Okay, let's make this default. Display size would be covered like this, or let's keep it default. So you can add this type of thing, so this will look good. So now let's refresh this again. After that you can see we have this beautiful here. So you can see here we have a little bit more height is there, so we can just play with this, like we don't want height and all. So this is looking good. Okay, now you can see we have these boxes. So how are we gonna build these boxes? So for that we can just add a container in the second one. Okay, we can name this one. So let's check, this is inside this, so this is closing by keeping this, so it is inside this. Now we can just add some white color, and here we can also add the 20, and here we can just make it like this. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can just add an image here. Okay, let's try to find that image. So I think I don't have image, so let me check. I'm gonna save this image from here. Okay, so I have this image here. So let me just go here and upload the image. Let's go to the downloads. Okay, I will give you all of these images. So let's choose this image. Okay, now we can just play with this custom widths like this. Let's make this 45. Here you can see we have this clients one. So for that we're gonna use the counter. You can use the counter. Okay, and here you can see we have this one, and here we can just make this in the center like this. So here you can see we have this 500 plus clients, so we can just add it here 500 plus, and here we can write here clients. Okay, and here you can see we have this and here we can just increase and decrease the size of this. Here we have the title black. Okay, we can just increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, now you can see we have this little bit more spacing. So what we can do, we can just let's try to keep the less spacing, but you can see we have this. So now let's go to the title. Here you will see we have this line height option. Okay, so let's play with that. So you can see this is good to go now. So one more thing we can do, that we can just make this width more smaller. Okay, like this. Let's keep this 30 is like very small. 40 is good, and just we have to increase the size of this. Okay, like this. Now what we have to do, we have to place this above. How we're gonna place this above? So just we're gonna go to this one main container, go to absolute. Here you can see we have the absolute value. Just play with that now. So here we can just adjust this like this. You can just adjust his horizontal also like this, so you can see. And if you want to make the second one, just duplicate this and just go here and replace the name of this to second here. And here also you can just now you can see here we have this one. So there, that is very simple. You can just remove all of this, and now you have to just choose this list option, icon list. Okay, just remove all of this, and here you can see we have this like here we have energy efficient building. So you can write anything, energy efficient buildings, and here you can just choose any building from this. Let's choose this. Okay, here we can choose this building. Let's choose this building. Okay, now we can just go to the icon and we can just increase and decrease this. Here you can see we have the text size, and here we have this option, and here we have the 700. So we can just increase and decrease the size of this like this. Okay, and here also we have this text one. Here you can see we have this em value. Okay, just make this in the center. Okay, so this is looking, so in this way you can just keep the things by using the absolute value. I hope you understand. All of these images are in the video description, so you can follow along with me. So you can see this is looking good. This is looking good, I think. Okay, so in this way we have built the hero section. So let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the about us section. Okay, so now making this section about us, we again gonna go to this here, and here mistake. Here we have to just add a two section layout, and you can just minimize it from here. About 1 2 for keeping everything smaller. Okay, here also we can have this 1300. Let's keep this width only 1300. Okay, and here we're gonna place it to the top, it to the bottom. Now you can see we are using a background color here. So for the background color we can also go to the page settings, and here we can go to the styles. Here we're gonna use this background color theme 3. Okay, everywhere. So let's publish. Okay, now we have to go to this. So now here you can see that we have this image. So in the left one we can put image. So let's go to this. Okay, here also we can make this 40. Remove all of this padding. Here also we can keep this. Let's keep this 60. Okay, and here also we have to remove all of these images. Okay, and here also we can have this image, so let's keep this image. Okay, and here we can just increase the height of this to 400, and here we have the 450. Here we have the container, and here we can just go to this, and here we can just make this 20. Now you can see we have this background image, so let me go here, and here we can just use this. Okay, so you can just use this color also, so let me copy this color tool. We're gonna use this color also, so let's copy this color. Oh, this is looking good. And also you can see this is in the left line, so we can just go here, layout, we can just place this here like this. Okay, and we can keep some padding also. Now you can see we have this counter, so for the counter we're gonna use this. So okay, we have duplicated this, copy this and paste it here. So you can see how fast we're gonna make website by using the Elementor. Okay, I think we have to make this. So this is saying 15 plus years of experience, so let me see, 15 plus. Here we're gonna write experience. Here we're gonna increase this to 40, and here we're gonna increase this to okay, number we're gonna make this to 45. Here we're gonna keep this 10. Okay, so this is looking good. Let's publish this. Now you can see we have this about us section, so we're gonna choose the heading from here. Okay, we need to keep some spacing also, I think. So let's go to about. This is main parent container, everything center. Okay, center, and here we're gonna keep the 60. Okay, now you can see we have this about, so we can just name this to about us. And here you can see we have to first make this to theme. Now you can see here we can make this to italic. Okay, now let's increase and decrease the size like this. Now you can see we have to add another heading below that, and here we have to add this. Okay, now we can make this to black color, and we can just increase the size of this 40. Okay, and we can also go to this, and here we can set the line height to 1.2. okay, and now you can see we have this lorem ipsum, so we can just go here, and here we can just set the lorem ipsum value. Okay, and here we can just set the custom width of this. Okay, and here we can set this to this. Here we can set the colors of this. Okay, now you can see we have this layout. So for making this, what we're gonna do, we can just add a new container here. Okay, and here we can just add the icon box. So let's add the icon box. Okay, we're gonna keep this. Now we have to remove this. Okay, and keep this here. Now you can see we have this environment building friendly, so we can just put this. Let's really remove this. Okay, so now we have to search for the buildings like this. Here we can choose the stacked one, we're gonna choose a square one like this. Okay, now we're gonna set this, so you can see this is looking good. Now let's go here, and here we're gonna choose a color. like the color we can choose this white. Okay, white is not visible, I think. So for making this, okay, so we can choose any different color also, like we can choose any like this color. So let's choose this color little bit. Okay, so let's do one thing, let's choose this color. Okay, and we can make this white. So this is looking good, and we can also increase and decrease the size of this. So let's choose this color. I think this is looking more good. Okay, so you can choose the colors according to you. I'm just showing you how you're gonna do this. So we can add this on the hover like this. We can add this in the hover. Okay, so in this way we can choose this. Now you can see we have this. So for that we can just go to the content, and here we have to add this black color. Okay, here we have to set this to 20. Okay, now we have to just go to the hover again. We have to choose this. Okay, now let's duplicate this, go to this icon container. So let me find where is the structure. I think they have changed the layout. Okay, so this is the structure, they have moved the structure to this. So now we can just go to this and like this. So you can see this is already done. You have to just change the icons. Okay, so this is done. Now we have the button, so we are not gonna make the button again. Let's copy this button from here, and we're gonna paste this button here. So you can see this button is above this container, so let's place this below. So this is the power of the structure, that we can place things by using the structures also. So we have to make this, and here we're gonna make this like this. Okay, now we have to go to the about, and we can make this at the top. We can click on this, and here we can have this to 30. Okay, and here we can click on this, and here we can just write about us. Okay, let's publish. Now we're gonna go to this, and we're gonna refresh this from here, and after refreshing, if I go below, you can see we have about us section also ready. Okay, so all these things are ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build the services section. Okay, so now let's make the services section. So for making the services section, what we have to do, let's add a new container. This is the main container, and here we can set this services. Here also we can set this 1300 max width. Okay, now we can add this 80 to the top, 80 to the bottom, and we're gonna make this pure white. So now you can see we have to add one more container at the top. So let's add this again, and inside this we have to add the two containers. So let's name this to top, and inside this we have to add the two containers, one, and we can duplicate this, and we're gonna make this to 2. Now we can go to the top, and we can just make everything in the center. Okay, now you can see we have to make this. So let me copy this from here. Okay, we can just copy this also. Okay, and here we can just paste this, and this is saying services. Okay, and here you can see we have this lorem ipsum, so we can just copy the lorem ipsum from here. Okay, so this is the power of the Elementor, that you can copy and paste any sections from anywhere. Okay, let's make this. Okay, let's make this. Okay, we can just increase the size of this. Okay, like this. So we can just make this below. Okay, so let's publish this. Okay, so let's publish this, and after that we can just make this grid now. So for making this grid, what we're gonna do, we can just add a new container here. bottom one, and here we have to make all of these changes. Now we can search for the grid and we can just add a grid here. Okay, so here you can see that we have this 6 grid, so I think this is good. Now we can just remove all of these paddings. Now let's add a new container. Okay, so here we have to add some 30 padding, and here we have to use this color. The colors we have this, so let's also save this color. Theme BG2, create. Okay, now let's go to this, and here we can set this color to theme BG2. Also you can see we have a color in the border, so let's go to the border, solid, this would be 2, and we're gonna use this color to this. Okay, like this. Also you can see we have to use this, so now we can use this from here. Okay, so you can see, just paste this here. Okay, here we can just copy this. So here you have to just update your icons and all, sizing I mean. So let's increase the size of this. Okay, let's keep this 40. I think 40 is more bigger. Let's keep this 35. And after that we have this content. Just go here, and here we're gonna increase this to 23. Then after that you can see okay, then we have this button, and here we can write this read more. Here we have the icon library, here we can have this arrow. Okay, like this, and here you can see we can make this transparent, remove all of these paddings, and here we can just make this. Okay, here we can also have this 600. Let's make this 700. Okay, you can see here also you can see we have this hover effect, so we can just go to this hover, and here we can have this to theme one like this. So you can see we have this shrink animation, so we can choose the animation from here, shrink, so it will shrink like this. Okay, like this. So in the same way we're gonna just add some margin to this like this. Okay, now what we can do, let's publish this so we don't lose any changes. Now what we have to do, we have to just go to this container, and we can duplicate this container. Okay, let's duplicate this here. Okay, so I think we don't want to duplicate this, so let me delete all of this again. I will show you why we don't want to duplicate this. Okay, so after that you can see we have to design it like this. So this is the white. So for that let's go to the second box, and here you can see we have the borders. So first we're gonna make this. So here you can see we have the box shadow. So you can see we can just go here, and we can just make the box shadow like this. Okay, if you check, this is looking good. Now what we have to do, we have to just go to the hover, and here also we have this solid 2, and here we have this themed one. Okay, so when someone hover on this, we have this color like this. Okay, now we have to duplicate this second one. Okay, let's duplicate this. Okay, and after duplicating you have to just replace all of this content according to your designs. Okay, and here we can just make this 30. So this section is also done, I think. Let me go, and we're gonna refresh this here. Okay, so let's update, and let's go to this, and we're gonna refresh this. And after refreshing, if I go below, you can see we have this fully working services section. Okay, then after that let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this section. Okay, so for making this section, what we can do, we can just add a new container here again like this, and here you can see this is saying how we work. So we can write this how also always name your containers, because this will be easy to understand which section is which. Let's make this in the center. Okay, and here we have this edit to the top, edit to the bottom. Okay, now we have to just again copy this from the top, like we can copy this. Okay, let's paste this here. Again we have to just go to this and we can copy this from here. Okay, now we can say how we work. Let's copy this from here. Okay, and here you can see we have this thing, so we can just go here and we can just make this. Okay, now for making this in the tool line, we have to just go in the custom and we can just keep it in the center. Okay, we can just increase this more, this. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to now make this. So for making this, we have to add a new container here. Let's add a new container. Okay, then after that we can add a new container again, or we can just click on this. Let's try to add this. So this will not work, I think. So let's drag and drop this. Here we can name this one. We can just duplicate this. Okay, now we can rename this like 1, 2 and 3. Go to containers, and here we can just make this like this. Okay, let's publish this once, and after that we have to place these things. So I will show you how we're gonna do that. Okay, then after that we have to just add this. So you can see here we have to do one thing. So first let's go to this and we can drag and drop an image here. Okay, then after that we have to choose this image. So let's choose this image. Okay, then after that let's do one thing. Here you can see we have this container. So let's add some gap at the top. Here also we can just go to the advanced, and here we can play with its width, like let's keep this 75. Here we can make everything in the center. Okay, now you can see we have to make this. So for that we have to again use this. So let's use this again. Okay, now we have to do one thing. We have to just add this also. Okay, here we can add this like this. Okay, and for this if I go to the icon, here you can see we have this. So we can just make this transparent and we can just choose this. Okay, and for the second one also we can make this transparent, and we can make this. Okay, now we can just increase the size of this. Let's keep the padding to 0 and we can just play with the size of this. Okay, so in this way. Okay, so in this way you can just update your designs means like this. And here also we can have the content. Now we have to just duplicate this. So let's duplicate this. Okay, and we can also copy this from here, and we can just click on this. Let's duplicate this. Okay, you can see how quickly we are making the websites by using the Elementor. So this is the power of the Elementor. Okay, now we can just go to this, or we can keep it in the center. Okay, now this is looking like this because when you change the content and all, so this will look good. Okay, also you can replace the images, means these icons. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to just add this background image. So how we can add this? Let's go to this. Here you can see we have this image. Okay, we can choose this image. Now we can just choose this. Let's do one thing. Let's wait for it. We can add the center and center. We can make this cover. Now let's go to the background overlay, and here you have the gradient. So on the first we have this white color, and in the second you can see we can again have this. Let's use this color. Okay, now for the white color, we can make this fully white. Okay, let's make this fully opacity. Okay, now for the second one, we can just decrease the opacity. Okay, we can just play with it. Okay, now we can just have this. Let's try to move this. Okay, so in this way you can see I have this, but this is working in whole. So what we can do, we don't want the padding below. I think we don't have this padding below. Let's remove the padding from below. Okay, so right now you can see in the upper one, you can see we have this white color. Then make this, and okay, like this. Also we can play with this opacity. Okay, so we can make this type. Okay, so we can use this settings. So let me show you that in the top we have to remove this, and now you can see here if I go to this style, here you can see in the background we have to have this image, and the background overlay use this gradient color, make this white color to 79, and this should be little bit transparent, like we can have this transparent. Okay, you can play with this how much transparency you want. Okay, and just to make this opacity to full. Okay, so this section is also ready. Now let's publish. After that let's try to refresh this here. Okay, let's try to refresh this here. After refreshing, let's go below, and here you can see we have this section fully ready. Now let's move to the next section where we're gonna build this project section. Okay, so now for making this project section, what we can do, we can just go to this and here we can make this, let's name this projects, and here we can have 1300. Here we can have this 80 to the top, 80 to the bottom. Okay, now you can see we have the how we work, and here we can just paste this. We can keep everything in the center. Projects, okay, and here can have this. Here we can have this 60. Okay, now we can use the losses Lawrence from the top. Okay, let's paste this, and here also we can use this custom value, just increase and decrease the size like this. Now we have to make this grid. So for making this grid, again we can choose the grid. Okay, search for the grid and just drag and drop this grid below. You can see here we have the 3 by 1. Let's make this one. Now we can just go here and remove all of this padding. Now you can see here we have this. So now what we can do, we can just add a new container here. Okay, this is the main container. We can also add some padding. Let's keep the padding of 20. Let's keep this 30. Now you can see what we have to do. We have to add 2 containers here inside this. So first let's add an image. Let's go here and we're gonna add an image here. So the image would be this. Let's choose this. Let's make this center and center, and this would be display cover. Okay, let's add this 300. Okay, now you can see we have this button. So for adding this button, we can just copy this button from here. Okay, so you can see we are just copying and pasting our sections. This is saying construction, so let's choose this construction, and here we can just Here we can have the 20. Okay, and we can make this in the right line. Okay, now let's add a new container here. You can see there we can name this box. Okay, now here we can have this like this, and for this we can just go to the advanced, and here we can choose to the end. So here you can see we have this. Okay, let's remove that. Now you can see we have this. So let's make this fully white. Okay, now we have this. Now you can see we have this text. So for that we can just add a new heading here. Okay, now we can just copy this. Okay, we can make this black color. Everything in the center. Let's increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, and here we have the 1.2 em value. Now we have this read more button here, so let's copy this read more button from here. Okay, and here we can just add this 20. Let's make this everything in the center. Okay, now you can see we have this em. Okay, like this, and also we can increase the width of this like 350. Now you can see we have the border, and here we have the box shadow. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to just duplicate these boxes. I hope you understand how we're gonna build this type of section. Okay, now we have to go to the grid, and here we can just go to the layout, and here we can just add some 30. Okay, now we can just go to the advanced, and we can add some padding like this. Now let's publish. Now you have to just replace all of this content, and let's refresh this from here. After refreshing, if I go below, let's go below, you can see this section is also ready. Okay, and here you can see we have this type of hover effect. So for that you can just click on this, go to hover, here you will see border. First we have to go to the background, this, and here we can add a background color, theme BG2. Also we can just go to the border, solid 2, and here we can make this to white, and on hover we can have this solid 2, and here we can have this theme 2. Okay, like this. Here we can copy this, paste the styles, and here also we can paste the styles. Okay, I think we have to copy this, and let's copy this. So you can see everything is done. Now you have to just replace all of this content. Our effect is also working. Now let's refresh this, and after refreshing, if I go below, you can see we have this hour effect working here like this. Okay, so our project section is also ready. Now let's move to the next sections where we're gonna build this. Okay, so now let's go further, and we're gonna build this layout. Okay, so for making this layout, what we're gonna do, we have to just add a new container again like this. Okay, and here you can see we have this thing. So let's name this, let's add this container 150 padding. So we have some spacing here like this. Here we can write count Okay, let's keep this counts, and here we can add 1300, and here we can have this let's keep this 80 only below. Okay, now let's keep it at the top also. Here we can also use a color like theme color. Okay, and here you can see now we have to make this. So for making this, what we can do, we can just add a new container here for the top. Okay, so this is for the top one, so this is for this top one, and this is for the second. So for the top one, we can just make this, and here also we can add the two containers. Okay, and here we can have this. Now you can see we have this image in the second one, so let's add an image. Okay, and here you can see we have this image. Now you can see we have the project, so let's keep this heading here. Okay, just we need this heading, so we are not making layouts, means the sections again and again. We are using the Elementor, so we can copy and paste anything from anywhere. That is the power of the Elementor. That's why we are using Elementor. Okay, because it's 2026 coming and we have to become smart for making website. The faster is better. Okay, now we can just go to this. Here we can also make this white. Okay, so this is done. Let's make this little bit blurry color. Okay, so this is good. Okay, this always put excess padding. Now let's go to the custom value, and here we can just do like this. Now you can see here we have the top, so we can just place spacing here also. Okay, and here we can put this. Now let's publish this once. Now you can see we have to make this counter. So for making this counter, what we have to do, we have to use the let's add a new container, and here we can write bottom. Here we can remove all of this excess padding. Now you can see here we can use the grid. So we can search for the grid. So where you want the proper equal boxes, just use grids. Okay, don't use container, use grids. Okay, let's add a container here, all of this. Now we're gonna search for the counter, or we're gonna search for the progress. So let's add this. Here we can choose the circle like this. Here you can see we have the max value and all of this, so let's put the max value to 95. Okay, and here we can title, okay, like this. And here you can see we have these settings. Here we can keep this 80. Here we can keep this 150. Okay, you can see here here we can have this to 120. Okay, so in this way, now we can just go to this, change this color. Okay, and here we have the progress line. Okay, and here we have this counter color. We can make this black. Here we can increase the size of this. Okay, and also we have the counter suffix, so let's increase the font size also to this. Okay, so this is done, and here we have the background color. We can make this transparent. Okay, and here we can have this counter. We can make this white. So this is looking good. Now let me do one thing. Now let's add a heading. Here we can write box. Okay, so you can see now we have to go here, and here we have to just make this white. Here we can just copy this. Now we have the box, and here we can just make this. Here we can just increase and decrease the size of this. Okay, and here you can see here the custom value like this. Okay, and here we can also go to this, and here you can see we have the EM value 1.2 EM. Now we have to use this box and just duplicate this box 3 times. Okay, now you can see we have this grid, we have this, and here we have this gap to 30 pixel. Okay, and here we have this 30 at the top. Now let's publish. Also you can see here we have this background in this, so we can just go to this first, and here we can add a image. Let's put this image like this. So here let's wait for it to load. After that you can see here we have this, and here we have these counts, and now here we can have this too like this. Okay, here we have the top one. Here also we can make this like this in the center. Okay, so this is looking good. In this way you can just put this all of this. Okay, now let's try to refresh it here, and after refreshing you can see we have to go to this. Okay, so you can see this is looking good. So this section is done. Now let's move to the next section. So our next section is the testimonial, so let's build that now. Okay, so you can see for making this testimonial we again need this two section layout. Okay, and here we have to just add this testimonial. Okay, now let's put this 1300 max width again, and here we have to just add 80 to the top, 80 to the bottom. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to just go below, and here you can see we have this one and we have this two. So here we can remove all of these paddings, Now we have to just go to the one, and here we can just go to 40. In the second one also we can make this to 60. Now you can see we have this image. So again we have to now again we can copy this from here. I think this we can't copy. Let's try. Okay, so this is working. Let's do one thing. Let's make this outside. Okay, and this is the empty one. Let's remove this. Okay, so you can see now we can just go to this one, and we can make this to the end, in the end like this. So you can see how fast we have built this, and this is saying 500 plus clients. Just we have to go here and we can remove this 500 plus, and here we can write clients, and you can just change the image of this. Just update the image. So the image we have is this client image. Okay, so this is looking good. Now we have to add this slider. Let's wait for it. Now let's publish this once. Okay, now you can see that we have this. So for that we're gonna build this Now let's copy this and let's go to the second section. First we have to add a spacing, so let's keep the spacing, and here we can have the 60. Okay, so now you can see we can rename this to testimonials. Okay, now you can see you have to copy this, paste this. Now you can see we have to make this full width like this. Also we can have this here. Okay, now you can see we have the container. Okay, now we can search for the carousel widget again. Okay, and for this carousel widget we can make this one. This would be also one. Okay, now what we have to do, we can just go to this carousel. Let's remove all of these paddings, and inside this we have this slide one. Make this full width and remove all of these paddings, or we can keep some padding like 30. Okay, now let's add a heading here. Okay, we can duplicate this multiple times to increase more dummy content like this, Okay, this is done. Now you can see we have this, so this is also can be made by using this image box. Okay, like this. And now if I go to this, and we can choose the image here. Okay, we can choose this image. Let's see this image. Okay, then after that we can see Robinson Addon structure. So we can write here Robinson Addon. Then you can see in the description we can make this to like this, and here we can increase and decrease the font size of this. Okay, now we can go to the box, and here we can just make it like this. Okay, so this is done, and here we have a content hover. We can make this to theme 1. Okay, so this is done. Now we have to just go to this, and here we can just duplicate this. Okay, then after that what we can do, we have to just go to the navigations. Here we can remove all of these navigations. Okay, now you can see we have these dots here. Okay, now you can see we have these dots. So for this dot we can go to the styles. Here the paginations. Okay, now we can just increase the size of this. Okay, now let's publish. Now after that let's go here and we're going to refresh it. Okay, now let's go below, and here you can see our testimonial section is also ready, and this is auto sliding also. Okay, so we can build this also. Here you will find so much options. You can just go to the content. Here we can see settings, autoplay, scroll speed. You can just pause on hover, interaction, all of these things are there. Here you can put the arrows also, paginations is there. Okay, all of these options are there. So let's move further, and we're gonna build this CTA now. Okay, so let's move to the next section. Here we're gonna make this CTA. So for making this CTA, what we're gonna do, we have to just make a 2-section layout. Let's add this. Okay, and here we're gonna name this CTA. Here also we're gonna make this 1300 max width. Here let's add the 80 pixel to the top, 80 pixel to the bottom. Okay, and here we can just add theme color. Okay, let's keep this 60, and for this also we're gonna keep this 60. Okay, now let's go to the first one, and for the second one also. Okay, let's add the image here. Okay, let's try to find this image, and this is the image. Okay, I will give you all of these images in the video description for free, so you can follow along with me. Okay, now let's okay, this coming very bigger, so let's go to the width, custom. Here we're gonna choose width like this. Here you can see we are getting the padding below, so for that we can have this. Here we can make everything in the center. Okay, and here we can have this too, like this. Now you can see we have to make this, so we can just copy this from here. Okay, and here we can also copy this. Let's make this to white color. Okay, then again we can copy this from here. So this is the power of the Elementor, that you have to make any layout only one time, and then you can just copy and paste their sections. Okay, so that's why Elementor is so famous. Here we can just remove this. Now we have to copy this button. So for the button we have to copy the button from the top, so we can just copy this. Okay, let's go below, and here you can see we can paste this here. Okay, now we can just go here, and here we can also place this 80. Okay, here we can place this 60, and here we can just increase the size of this. So this is looking good. Now we can just go here, or we can just go here, and here we can just add 200. So we have some gap here. So let's publish this, and here you can just change your content, okay, according to you. Okay, so let's refresh, and after shift refresh you can see, if I go below, you can see we have this CTA section fully working here. Okay, just you have to replace all of this content. This color you can also replace on the hover. Okay, now let's see, here we have an image also. For that image we can just use this container of the image. So here we can go to this, and here in the background you can just choose this. Let's try to choose this. Okay, so now you can see this is looking good. Okay, now let's publish. Okay, now let's me go here, and we're gonna refresh this, and let's move to the next section, blocks and news section. Then after that we're gonna make the header and footer. If I see, you can see this is looking very good. Okay, so you can see we have successfully built this much website. Now let's move to the next section, where we're gonna build the blocks and news section. Now let's make this blocks and news section. So for that we're gonna add a new container here again. Okay, and here you can see we have the block section, blocks, and here we can write 1300 max width. Here you can see in the advanced we can just add 80 to the top and 80 to the bottom also. Okay, now we can just copy this, Okay, now we can just copy this also. Okay, and here you can see we have this okay, and here you can just go here. Okay, we can make this to here. Okay, let's make this custom, and here we can just increase and decrease the size. Okay, now here we can just make this, and here we can write our blocks. Okay, here also we can just remove the this. Okay, now let's publish this one, and after that you can see we have to make this grids. So after that, let's make this grid. You can see here we have this. So for making this we have to just use the grid here. We have to just add a grid here. So let's add a grid, and here also you can see here we have this. So let's make this like this. Now let's add a container. Okay, and for this we can just here we can write box. Here let's put that heading. Now this is the image, so let's try to find this image. So we have, I think this image is here. So I am using some random images. You can just use your own images. So here let's add a container now below the image. Okay, now we're gonna make everything like this 0, and for the inner we can put this to 20, and we can make everything to white. Okay, like this, and here you can see we can put heading. Okay, and here we can just make this. Okay, let's increase and decrease the size of this. And here we can just add this. Okay, and here you can see we can just decrease, and here also we have this. So let's search for the icon list. Here we can just remove all of this, and here you can see we have the calendar. So we can search for the calendar here. Also you can see here we have to put some date. So let's put Feb 20 2025. Like this. Let's go to the icons, make this to accent 2, text, and here also we can make this to black. Okay, let's make this to 600. Okay, now you can see we have this box. Here we have the border, and here we can have the box shadow. Okay, like this. Now we can just duplicate this box. Okay, we don't have to add a container, we have to just duplicate this here, also duplicate this again. Now you can see we have this grid, and here we can just remove all of this and just make this 30. Okay, now let's publish, and after that you can see we have this grid, and we can just go to the layout. Below we have some gaps, so let's put this 30. Okay, now let's publish. Then after that what we have to do, we have to just go to this, and we're gonna refresh this. After that let's go below, and you can see our blocks are also ready. Okay, now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the header and footer. Now let's make the footer. So for making the footer, we have to go to this templates, and from here we have to open the theme builder. So let's open this theme builder. Then after that we have to open this theme builder. Here you can see we have this footer, so we can just click on this footer. Okay, then after that you can see we have this type of layout. So for making this layout, what we have to do, you can see we have to make a parent container first. So let's open this and I will show you how. Let's remove all of this. Okay, so let's add a new container. Here I think we have to use another container, so let's remove this. Here let's use this this 4 container. Okay, we have the 4. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to just remove this. Okay, here we can just make this to footer 1. So this is the footer 1 because we're gonna add a new footer 2 be also for the copyright. Okay, like this. Now we're gonna put some to the top, put some to the bottom, padding. Here also we can have some colors, theme 1. Okay, and for the inner one, 1 2 3 4, just to remember. Okay, now you can see here we have the 40 50 60 70 90. Okay, so let's make this 40% width. Okay, remove all of this padding. Now for the second one, we're gonna make this 20%. Okay, remove all of these paddings. For the third one also we can make this 20% and remove all of this padding. And for the fourth one also we can have this 20% and remove all of these paddings. Okay, now you can see we have this logo. So now let's search for the logo. So for the logo we can use the icon list here like this. Okay, and here we can write Apex builders, and you can see here we can write a span tag. Okay, and here we can write a style, and this would be color, and here we can choose this color orange. Okay, so and here also we can choose the logo, like we can choose any building or construction work. Let's choose this. Okay, so I'm just choosing this random one, but you can choose the, if you are making the logo like this, you can choose your brand color, brand things. Okay, now let's increase the size of this to 40, and we're gonna make this text here white, and this also we're gonna increase the size. Let's make this to 700. Okay, and here also we can make this to and here we can write font style italic. Okay, this is done. Here also for the below we have to add a text editor for the about part. Okay, let's go to custom again, and we can just increase and decrease this like this. Okay, now you can see we have this logo. So for the logo we can use the list. Okay, here you can see we have this, so let me copy this. Okay, so here we can search for the map. Okay, and here you can search for the phone. Okay, let's put some random numbers here, and our last one is for the email, so we can write here envelope. So you can just choose this envelope, and for this support@gmail.com, you can just put in random. Here you can see we have this color, let's increase the size of this. Okay, let's put the gap to 0 and this text color would be white. Increase the size of this. Okay, here for the list we can put some spacing. Okay, and here also we can just put some spacing from the top like this. Okay, let me publish this once, add condition, entire site, save and close, so we don't lose any changes, we are safe. So always keep your changes saved. Now you can see we have this navigation. So what we can do, we can just add a new heading here like this, and here we can write this navigations. Okay, we can also make this complete white. Okay, let's increase the size of this. Okay, now let's again we're gonna search for the list. Okay, here we can remove this, and here we can write home, about, and this is services, blogs. Here we can write some more links. Okay, everything is on you, I'm just demonstrating. Here we can make this to white color. Also we can increase the size of this. Okay, and here we can see we have the list option like this. Also we have this second one, so we can just make this here, and here we can make this to 40 like this. And for this list we can add a text like this, so when we have links we can just put that. Okay, now again let's remove this, duplicate this. So you can see now we can just replace all of this content. Like here we can put something other links like support. Okay, and the last one we can just put the followers here, followers. Also here you can see we have here we can put some social icons. Like here we can write Pinterest. Okay, here we can write Pinterest. Okay, here we can write the Facebook, and here also we can write the Instagram. Okay, in this way you can just put all your social links here. Okay, let's make this, and let's increase the size of this. Okay, and here also we can just okay, everything is good. Now let's publish this. Now let's try to refresh it here. Let's see our footer is loaded or not. So if I go below, you can see our footer is successfully loaded here below. Okay, now we have to just add this copyright part. For that also we can just add this like this, and here we can just make this 1300. Okay, here we can just put this to list color. Okay, now again we can just copy this, paste it here. Okay, and here we can search for the copyright. Okay, and here we can make this to white. Let's decrease the size of this 20. Here also we can decrease the size of this. Okay, and here we can just write this to copyright. Okay, and here also we can just make this to 0. Okay, here we can put this 20, this 20. Okay, then after that we can just duplicate this, and here we can write this to privacy policy, and here we can write this to terms and conditions. Okay, we can make this like this. Now let's publish. Then after that, what we can do, we can just go to this Apex 2. Okay, and if I go below, you can see we have this. So here the color is not same. You can just go to the color and just copy the color code there, okay, in the span tag, so it will be done. Okay, now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the header. So now making the header, first we have to make this links. So for that, let's go to the pages. Let's go to the menus. Okay, then after that you have to go to this final menu, header. Let's create menu. Okay, then after that you can see we have this home. Let's add this menu here. Custom links, we can search for the about. Then we have these services, project, testimonials. So let's search for the services. Then here we can search for the projects. Okay, here we can search for the testimonials. Here we have the blogs and contacts. So here also we can write blogs, and at last we have the contact. Okay, now let's save this menu. Okay, then after that let's close this footer. Let's keep this footer, don't close that, because we're gonna build the responsiveness. So for the responsiveness, you can just click on this. You can see how fast, I will show you how fast to make the response. So you can just click on this. Okay, now let's go to this and make this 60, 20, 60 and 20. Okay, and just make everything full width. Now you can see we don't have any gaps here, so let's go to this here, and here we can put some gap like 50. Okay, this is done. For this also we can make everything 20. Let's make everything 20. Okay, and this we can make this in a little bit center, or you can just go here, make everything in the center like this. So you can see our footer is fully responsive. Okay, so in this way we can make the footer responsive. Now let's focus on the header. Let's add the header. So for the header, we're gonna build the header like this. Okay, so for making the header like this, what we have to do, the header is looking very good. Now let's make this header now. Okay, so let's wait for to open. Okay, so now you can see we have the 2 rows header. So for first we're gonna make the first row, then we're gonna make the second row. Okay, so let's go here, and here we're gonna make the first row. So here let's rename this header 1, and the color of the header will be theme 1, and its width will be 1300. Advanced. Okay, advanced, and here you can see we have this 10 and 10. Okay, now let's me copy this footer logo to the header. Okay, so in this way you can just copy and paste from footer to header, means different tabs you can copy and paste. Okay, so this color, if you want to change, just go here and make this orange, replace that color code. Now you can see we have this. Also we can do that, we can just add a container. Okay, and we can just name this to logo, and we can put this logo inside this. Now we can just add a new container, and we can put this to rest. Okay, make everything in the center. Now we can go to the rest, remove all of these paddings. Okay, for the first one, logo, let's make this 30, and for the rest we can make this 70. Now you can see we have to make this. So these are the icon box we can use. Let's publish this first. Entire site, save and close. Save and close. Now we're gonna search for the icon box like this. Okay, now you can see we have this contact. So we can search for your phone. Okay, and this will say contact, and this will say contact at random number. Okay, let's put this to contact, and this will say to a random number. Okay, here let's put some colors. Let's decrease the size of this. For the content we can make this to white. Okay, and for this also we can have this white color. Okay, this would be like this, and for the title we can make this to 400. Now for the box we can just have the content spacing. Okay, you can just increase the size of this whatever you want. You can see for the content we can also change some different color if you want. We can have this, okay, like this. Now we can also make this to like this. You duplicate this, erase, and we can make this. Let's add some 40 padding. Okay, now we have the email, so we can just go here. Okay, I have accidentally removed everything. Okay, let me try to revert back. Okay, so you can see, and you can just go to this history, and just if you accidentally remove some things you can just get it back from there. Okay, now you can see here we can just make this to pure white. Okay, pure white. Here also paste styles. Now you can see we have this social icon. So for that first let's make this. So here we can just replace the envelope. Okay, here we can write email us, mail us, capital. Okay, and here we can just go to this. Okay, buddy, we have to copy this, go to this. Okay, this is looking good. Now you can see the other social icon. So for adding social icon we can search for this social icon. Okay, and we can put this from here at last. Now go to the rest, and here make everything like this. Okay, now we can just custom, and here we can make this white. Okay, and here we can increase and decrease the size. Here we have the spacing. Okay, here also you can add some different if you want this. Let's add this. Okay, so in this way let's publish this. Now let me go here and we can try to refresh this. So let's try to refresh this. Okay, you can see, now you can see we have this one. So now let's go to this and we can make this now second header. Here we can search for the header true. Okay, here we can write 1300 in center. Here we can make everything to white. Okay, now what we can do, we can just add 10 to the top, 10 to the bottom. Okay, and now here you can see we have these links. So we can search for the WordPress menu and just drag and drop this. Okay, now you can see here we can have this. Here also we can make this uppercase. Okay, and now again we can make this to black. Okay, here we can use some different like this. Okay, now you can see we have this underline text. Here we can make this none. Okay, now you can see we can make this to 700. Here also we can make this let's make this our color like this. Okay, now we want this button, so let me show you that we can copy this button from different section to different containers. So you can see, and I think it has some margin at the top, so let's make this 0. Okay, now you can see header. Go to advanced, and here we can make this sticky by going to motion effects, sticky at the top, so it will be sticky like this. Okay, so now let's publish. Here we can say get started bro, get started. Okay, like this. Let's publish. Now let's go to the Apex 2, and here we're gonna refresh. After this, you can see we have this header also fully working. Okay, so in this way we have successfully built our website. Okay, this is also working, and you can see how beautiful this is looking while we scroll. Okay, so I think this video is good for you to understand how to make website using the Elementor and the WordPress. Okay, now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the mobile responsiveness, and I will show you how to put the basic animation in your website. So now let's move to the final part of the video where we're gonna build the mobile responsiveness of this website. Okay, so for making the mobile responsiveness, first let me open this. Okay, now let's open this website, and we're gonna make the responsiveness of this. Okay, so here you can see that if I show you that this website is not responsive right now. Also, I'm going to show you how we're going to do this header. So right now we have this header, but this is not responsive, so we have to build a header for the mobile. Okay, so you can see that all these sections are not responsive. We're going to do that. Okay, so here you can see also I think footer is responsive because we have already done that. Okay, so this is a little responsive. Okay, so now let's go here. Okay, so let's open this, and also I will show you how we're gonna build the new header. Okay, so you can see that our editor is loaded. Now we have to go to this part. Okay, so let's go here, and right now we have to focus on this. So you can see that we have the structure. So now the main use of the structure will come, because in the mobile we have limited screen, so it's very hard to go from here and there. So let's make this 20 and make it 0 and 20 from the left. Now we have to click on this, and now we have to add some like we can add 35. Okay, and we can add 32 also. Okay, so you can see that this is automatically responsive. Okay, so it's now we have to go to this about part, click on this. Here you can see we have 80 and 80, so now we can just make this 80, 20, 80 and 20. So you can put some padding from left and right. So this is now done. Okay, here also you can see that the text size is a little bit bigger, so we can just keep it 35, or we can keep 30 for the smaller screens. Okay, so here you can see that this half is coming, so we can click on this and make it full width. Okay, like this you can see this is automatically responsive. You can also make this according to you. Here just click on this. Okay, so this will not so this is done. In the similar way we can just go here, and we can just make this also responsive like 80, 20, 80 and 20. Okay, and similarly you can just make the size of this like we have decided to choose the 30. Now for this also we can make this full width. Okay, and we can make this in the center or in the left line. Okay, now let's click on this, and now we can just click on this also. Okay, so in this way we have to just do for all the screens, like we have 14-inch and 22-inch. so all the other screens also you can do this in a similar way. Okay, so all the ways are same like we are doing for the mobile. Okay, so you can see this is done. Now we can just go here, and here also we have to just let's see what is there. Here we have this, here we have this. For this we can make this full width, and here you can see that we have this roboto slab. So here we can keep this 30. Okay, so now you can see we can just let's publish this first, so we don't lose any changes. Okay, so in this similar way you have to just go to all sections and you can do the responsiveness part. Okay, so I hope you get this. Let's move further. Also we can just do this responsive for this. So let's go here, and here also we can just keep it like 80, 20, 150 and 20. Also we can do this here. Okay, like this. Let's keep it here 30. Okay, in the similar way we can just go below, and here also we can just make this a full width. Okay, and now you can see all these sections are fully responsive. You can see we have this grid, so let's put some gap between this grid like 60. Okay, and here also we can have this 100. Okay, so this is also done, and now for this also we can go here, and here also we can just make 80, 20, 80 and 20. Okay, and here also you can see we have this, so we can just keep it 30 here. Okay, so in this similar way we can just click on this and we can make this responsive. Now you can see for this we have to just go to the settings, and here we can add 100. Okay, we can keep this 100, and in the similar way we can just keep it for others also. Okay, like this. And also you can see we have this container here, and so we have this grid. Okay, we can keep this to 1 like this. Also we have this here 20. Okay, and for this also we can just make this full width. Okay, and you can also make the size of this smaller, like we can just play with the sizes. Okay, so 17 is looking good, and we can just copy this now. You can just copy and paste everywhere. Okay, like this. Okay, so in this way you can just make it responsive. Let's publish this once. Now this sections you can see this is also similar. You can just go here, go to advanced, and here you can see we have this 80, 100, 80, 100, whatever. So we can just put it like that. 20. Okay, this is done. This also you can just make this 30. Okay, make this 30. Here also you can see, so this is automatically responsive, you don't have to do anything. Okay, then here you can see we have testimonial. Here also we can put 80, 20, 20. Okay, and for this also we can just go here and we can have this 30. Okay, else things are I think responsive. Here we can just go and 80, 20, 80 and 20, and for this also we can just go here and we can make this 30. Okay, and this again we have a lot of options, so we can just make this full width from here. Okay, so once you get started this will be easy for you. Okay, this is done. Now only our final part is left, where I will show you how we're gonna build the header for the smaller screen, because right now the header which we have we can't use that because that is only for the desktop. Now let me show you how we can hide and show things from the desktop and mobile. Okay, so let's open the header. Till now let me show you how we're gonna do the animations part. So suppose I want to add the animation in this section. Okay, so let me show you how we're gonna do the animation. So suppose we can add animation anywhere, the text container, inner container, everywhere. Suppose I want to add the animation in this text, so we can click. So first we have to click that, then after clicking go to the motion effect. Here you will find this entrance animation. Here you can see multiple animations, so just choose any animation, like we can choose here sliding up, a simple animation. Here you can choose the animation duration, we can choose the fast, and what is the delay time, so we can choose the 50. So now I have chosen the 50. Now I will choose 100 for this, so the first that will come, then that will come, so this will create a sequence. Here also we're gonna choose 100, fast and 100. Okay, now you can see animations are previewing in the runtime. Okay, here also we can have sliding up. Okay, and here also we can have 150. If I go below, you can see we have the grids. Now in the grids, I will show you how you can put the animation one by one. Suppose in this I want the animations of zoom in. So it will come zoom in after 200 milliseconds. Then for the second container, I'm gonna choose the same, but the delay time will be different. Zoom in, and it will come fast after 250 milliseconds. And then this also we can have the motion effect, and here also you can have zoom in animation, and this will come after 300 seconds. Okay, so in this way, let's me see. Let's click on this. Let's see, our header is loaded also. So let me show you that animations are working or not. Let's refresh this, and after refreshing we will come to this last section. So let's go to the last section, and if I go here, you can see the animations are fully working. Okay, so in this way you can add animation everywhere to your whole website. Okay, so now let's go to the header part. So you can see here we have the header 2 and header mobile. Header mobile, I think header mobile is empty. Okay, so here I had opened my old website, sorry for that. So let me open this. Okay, so here you can see that I have built two headers. So these headers are for the desktop and this header is for the mobile. Okay, so in this similar way I will make this header. Okay, so let's open this. It will take not much time. Here you can see we have the header one. So first we have to hide. Okay, so let's don't hide this. First we're gonna make, so add a new container and choose this. So here we can write header mob. Okay, and here you can see we have 141300 max width, and here also we can have 10. Okay, 10 and 10. So for that, what you can do, let's go here. Let's do one thing. Let's choose this and paste it here. Okay, for this we have to change the colors also. Okay, then after that you can see we have this menu. So let's choose the menu and we can paste it here. Here also you can go to the header mob, and here we can make this space between and center. Also let's choose this color. Okay, like this, white. So you can see header mob. Here we can go to the advanced. Here we have the responsive. So let's hide this from the tablet and desktop. Okay, so this will only be visible in the mobile, and for the upper one we can hide this on the smaller screens. Okay, and this we can also hide from the smaller screen. So let's hide this. So header mob will only be visible on the tablet and mobile. Okay, now if I go to the tablet and also we can go to the mobile, you can see we have this. Now what we have to do, we have to just keep some 10, and here we can just make the icon size little bit smaller. Let's keep 30, and for the text also we can make this smaller. Okay, and now we have this toggle button. You can just go to the full width and make it center. Okay, in the content. Then here if I go to the toggle button, here we can make this and we can make this. Okay, when you open this, it will come like this. So go to the drop down. Here you will find normal. You can choose any color. Suppose I want to choose this, and for the text color, choose this and choose this. So now you can see you can also adjust the typography from here. Let's keep this 13. If I go to this, you can see we have 13. Also we can increase the font size. Oh, you can see. Okay, so this is done. Let's publish, and after that let me show you and refresh this. After refreshing, let me show you the mobile part. So let's go to the mobile, and you can see how beautiful our mobile is looking, and this is fully responsive. You can see that all the sections are fully responsive. Okay, so I hope you understand how you can build this type of awesome website using the Elementor and the WordPress. Okay, we regularly make such type of videos, and we are also gonna start the Munstack projects soon, and also we're gonna focus on the React.js and Tailwind CSS. So now let me show you one more thing, that here you can see they are moving to their respective sections. So how we're gonna do that? So for that we have to do one thing. Let's me first remove all of this. Okay, so first we have to add their CSS ID here. You can see here we have the about us, so we can just go to this, and here you can see CSS ID, just put it here about. Okay, similarly we can put this here. Here we can put this services. Here we have another section. Here we have project, so let's put this project also. Okay, so just you have to put this CSS ID everywhere wherever you want to add, and we have added the CSS ID in the menus. Okay, so when you refresh and when we click on this about, it is moving to about, services, projects, testimonial. Okay, so we have to add this, but these are working, so this is also working, and this will also work in the mobile. Let me show you. Here we have the toggle menu, and this will work here also. Okay, so you can see this is not sticky, but you can make this sticky also. Okay, so for that you can just go to the header, and we can make this sticky also. Right now you can see this is not sticky at the top, so for making this header sticky, let's open the mobile part again, and you can see we have this header mob. Okay, so let's wait for it to open. So this is open. You have to just click on the header mob, go to the advanced, and here you can go to the motion effect, and here you will find this option sticky at the top. Okay, just enable this. Now your header will stick at the top like this. Okay, so now if I refresh, okay, now you can see this header is sticky at the top. You can see. Okay, so I hope you understand how we're gonna make this type of awesome website using the Elementor and the WordPress. So all the links are in the video description. Also you can buy this kit from the video description. Okay, so let me show you that how we can add this scroll to the button. This is also left. We can go to the plugins, and here we have to add a new plugin. So let's search for that plugin first. We can click on this add plugin, and after that we have to just search here WP front. Here you will see this first plugin. Install this. Okay, so now let's wait for it to install. Okay, now we can click on this activate. Now we can just click on this enabled. Here we can see we have this option auto hide. Enable this, hide on WP admin also. Then we can choose anything, any icon for that. Here you can also use custom URL. Just go to the media library and choose the icon. Okay, this is done. Now we can just check this. Okay, now let's go here and we're gonna refresh this. Okay, then after refreshing, if I see, you can see we have this, and this will also work. Okay, so now this is fully working. We have completed the full website. I hope you understand how we're gonna make this type of website using the Elementor and the WordPress. Also, all the images are in the video description for free. All the links are there. If you want to buy this kit, you can check out our links in the video description. Also, you can buy the Elementor Pro, which I have used in this video for making this website. Okay, so you can also use that and buy it from video description. Okay, so I will see you next time with an awesome video like this. Thanks for watching. If you're new to our channel, like and share our video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna see you next time.